Pelicans win 114-109. I'm pretty sure everybody on the stream right now is running on fumes, just like the Pelicans were. But you know what? It's fucking playoff basketball. The Kings and Suns game is currently going on, so we will be live and we will know if the Pelicans are in the playoffs or if they have to play the Lakers straight up. Let's do it. Make sure you smash that like button.
First took away. Gas for this. Get your money's worth out.
Presented to you by the Birdsall Lawfirm, the official injury lawyers of Pro Pels Talk, located 19 Poydras Street by the Superdome. Give them a call at 504-523-5413. If you or someone you know has been involved in an accident, the Birdsall Lawfirm, the official injury lawyers of Pro Pels Talk. You're probably going to see me look a lot to my bottom right here because the Kings-Suns game is currently on. 7 minutes to go. Kings are up 1. They're absolutely shitting the bed. But Jarrett and Ross joining tonight. Jarrett, it was an ugly, ugly start. It was just a bad start, and then they caught fire in the second quarter. But I thought this right here, there was a play before. I'm about to play this clip. It was the end of the second quarter. But I'm gonna take the possession beforehand. It's Zion versus Draymond, and they were up like 16, right? Draymond forced a turnover where Zion like went up and the ball just went out of bounds. And Draymond kind of like stared at Zion like, nah, you ain't gonna like I'm Draymond Green. I'm a enforce my will. And Zion's like backpedaling. He's smiling. He's like, okay. And this is Zion's next possession.
Physically, but also mentally. Now you gotta go. G over to his strong side and go to the line. Draymond Green just got his.
Draymond hands on his hips, and I thought right then and there you saw Zion Williamson kind of like meet the challenge, something that you haven't really seen, especially with Draymond Green and the Warriors. Take me through that possession and then Zion kind of taking over that third quarter, and then I feel like they kind of ran out of gas in the fourth. But what did you see from Zion Williamson from that point on?
Draymond Green's an all-world defender, right? Like he guards Zion Williamson the best. I think he's probably one of the top 5 more intelligent players in the NBA, especially defensively. Like he understands his role. Hell, I don't think he shot a shot tonight, but he was super impactful to this game.
Yep.
Also, his reputation kind of precedes him as well, right? Like the refs allow him to get away with shit that most players can't get away with. So I thought Zion's response was the thing for me. In the first half, we were texting about it, right? Like to say he had 10 shots in the first half or roundabout there, like let me know, although the shots weren't falling, you're still going to be aggressive. Like Draymond wasn't going to take you out of it. He might, slow you down, but he wasn't just going to take you out of the game mentally. This is the maturity I'm talking about. Like the confidence in yourself to be like, fuck it, no matter what, I'm going to keep trying because they need me to keep trying. And that's what leads to plays in the second half where you try to get to the rim, Draymond cuts it off, and you swing it to the corner to Herb for a 3. Like these are the steps that need to be taken at this juncture in Zion Williams' career, and we're just watching it, before us. Appreciate the birthday shout outs, y'all. I appreciate that shit. Yeah.
And so speaking of taking steps, Jarrett, Ross, let me play this clip.
Pels. Z on the run. He's gonna take a 3. Got it!
You heard that? Boo!
And he took another one. He took another one that almost
didn't like that one. I didn't like the last. Yeah.
I think that one was more of a
tired
fatigue. 3. Yeah, it was a tired 3, which is like the ones that we, I think we all want him to stay away from. But look, he shot the ball better. We've seen. I wish he would have taken a few more of those little elbow, whatever you want to call them, inside the paint jumpers. I thought there was a little point in the first half where he got caught up a little too much in the I don't want to call it the physicality of the way Draymond Green defends him, as opposed to like you didn't, I think there was a chance to maybe not meet that head on. Now, the alternative of that is, I think there were some other shots he could have taken that he didn't, but I think all of those body blows wore Draymond down. And I think that's why you saw him go, whatever it was, 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 in that one stretch at pivotal point of the fourth quarter when we really needed him to get baskets. And there were 3 or 4 possessions in a row where he, we basically didn't run anything at all. It just kind of tossed it over to him on the right wing, and he just played one-on-one with Draymond Green and got us an easy bucket. So, there's we want Zion to do all these other things, but at the end of the day, he's a fucking wrecking ball. And like, even against an all-world Hall of Fame defender, like I think he wore Draymond Green down there toward the end of the game.
Can you talk about that? You to the group, Ross. There's a certain play. I don't know if it was in the third quarter, but Zion had gone through Draymond's chest, and Zion had missed the shot, right? And the Warriors went down, and you look at the box score, just missed shot. But you talked about it taking a toll on Draymond, where like he like finally took one in the chest and was like, damn. He's like, damn, I just took another shot to the like that kind of I felt like opened up, right? Like it opened up like some driving lanes where Zion was getting to, I think he had a nice little right hand finish. He had another left hook, like that, those type of body blows, as Chris Conn talks about it, like the running game, when you just continuously run and wear them down. I felt like he did it to Draymond Green tonight.
Yeah, and there was a point. I mean, look, Five already said it. Like Draymond Green made it tough. And for 3 quarters, he's a unbelievable defender. He always seems to be sort of on balance and in the right position, especially against a guy like Zion. But there was the play you're talking about that, and I feel like I sent you guys a text right after it happened. You could see he misses the shot. They actually go down and get a bucket, and then we call a timeout. But you could see right after the contact, like he felt that one. Like that might have been the one that might have been the final straw. This sort of takes a step away, or maybe he gives Zion a little more space. And then Zion goes and gets, I think, 3 straight buckets or 2 straight buckets. And I think Five pointed it out after that. Draymond trained, like they totally changed up their coverage of Zion, I think at that point, kind of in the 5-6 minute mark, because it seemed like, he's not getting any more stops in these one-on-one situations.
Jared, could you kind of believe, like, look, Draymond, as to your point, like he was doing a great job in the first half with Zion going 1-on-1. Could you kind of believe that they were like kind of sticking with that all the way through the third quarter? I was like, I thought there was a lot of space there. I was like, man, Zion's getting some easy looks. And here's the thing though, too, Jared, in the first quarter when they were really struggling, I was perfectly fine with all of the shots that the Pelicans were taking. They were just missing. I was looking, I was like, man, like these are good shots. I didn't have a problem with it. It wasn't like the fourth quarter where they were just like having turnovers. And I felt like it led, like they just stuck with it. And then in the third quarter, you saw Zion kind of take over again.
To back to Ross's point, I think this was a boxing match to a point, right? Like this was haymaker after haymaker. This was the Pelicans throwing a jab to keep the Warriors at bay. If the Warriors go on a run, the Pelicans responded with a run of their own. Trey Murphy, CJ McCollum, like just in that second quarter, like that's what it has to be, because this team isn't necessarily built, not say built. They don't operate to like outshoot a team or come back from a large deficit. They have to operate like a running team, right? Like a Ravens team, right? They have as a good running team. They have a really good defense. They have to move in that way. But to that point, like you can see Zion and Draymond going back and forth, but I think Draymond has like the wherewithal or the confidence, let's say confidence from the coaching staff to be like, I want to guard him. Nobody else help. It's going to be me versus him. And it worked to a point, right? But they bring up the Marshawn Lynch clip. Like eventually you keep running through that wall. Eventually the wall is going to break down a little bit. And Draymond I thought it was kind of a cop-out. When Draymond started pressing Zion, that's how you know. That's like the old man, like he going to beat me off the dribble. But I'm gonna pressure him. Yes. But I know he's gonna beat me off.
It's not a smart move. And I'm like, I'm not taking another body blow kind of thing. Like, I'm gonna press up and like, hey, I'm blaming weak side help on this motherfucker. Like,
it's like when you're guarding somebody.
We've all been there.
When you're guarding somebody in the post. Like when you're guarding somebody in the post and they score 4 times and you start fronting them. Like,
where's my backside help? Where's the backside help?
That shit ain't gonna work either.
Yeah, man. We got 320 people here, 9 minutes, and make sure y'all smash that like button. Y'all been just truly showing up, man. It's been awesome to see. So one thing, I'm gonna play this clip here, Ross, and then we want to talk about Zion Williamson offensively. We gotta talk about his defense.
The half, only 4 for Sacramento. Chris Paul into the game for the first
switch
time.
Out by Zion. Good switch out, because what that did, that took away that initial action because Herb was a little bit behind.
Here comes Dice. Almost got a piece of it. And the shot clock. Chris Paul knows it. And
great defensive possession.
Good play.
6 steals tonight. Yeah. Six steals from Zion Williamson tonight.
And I don't think that's just the Zion thing. I think that's just a team being able to communicate through screens. Like, if you can do that against the Warriors, I don't want to hear shit else about anybody else. Like, if you can communicate against that team in that environment, I don't want to see missed assignments anymore. Well, not as much, right? Because if you can do it there against the movement, the screening, the ability to pass over, there's so many elements to that. And they do it very well. So if you can do it there, that needs to translate to playing against other teams.
I totally agree. I was going to say the same thing, that, Zion's individual defense, we've seen this now. Like, we've seen the progression of active hands, active feet, getting himself into better defensive positions, being able to shoot passing lanes. Like, there were a couple times, I think he got Klay Thompson once. I think he got Wiggins once, where he's gotten really good at, in just a one-on-one perimeter situation, you get lazy with the ball, you're just holding it. He's just ripping that bitch away. Like,
he did the summer league thing tonight. Kevin Knox.
He did that, but I'm talking about he did that
one-on-one
on an offensive rebound. But I'm talking about you and me top of the key. Yeah. Like, if you start looking around, he's pretty quick about just being able to snatch it and take the ball away. So, kudos to him. He's gotten so much better defensively. There was a point, it might have been the Trey Murphy free throws there at the very, with 45 seconds left, where we had taken Zion out, and I kind of was wondering, I'm not sure that he was the guy I would have taken out in this situation. I don't know if that was a defensive sub,
which is crazy to think about, but go ahead.
He's probably not the guy I would have taken out in a defensive situation there. But no, I thought the team defended for the most part incredibly well tonight. Dyson had some unbelievable individual plays.
We're going to talk. Dyson.
Even the play you just pulled up. Even the play you just pulled up. I mean, that stuff doesn't show up in a box score, man. But he does a lot of stuff that individually he's incredible, but he's starting to do some more teams things that are affecting possessions.
Yeah, that's just well said, Jared. One of my guys just texted me. I'm glad he brought this up, but once again, back-to-back nights where I wouldn't necessarily say Zion closed, but he's the closer of the team. It's very evident that he has to have the ball in his hands, at all times in the last 3-4 minutes. I don't care who's on the court. He's got it. It's his show. It's his game. Moving forward, I don't know if this Lakers game is going to matter, but in the playoffs, crunch time, the ball better be with number one. That's all I got to say with that.
No, continue talking about it, because now you have a closer. Can you just?
Well, this is analysis. This is the analysis segment of the show.
Well, let me analyze this for a second, because can I have Trey Murphy? High screen and roll with Zion and Trey Murphy, right? If I could do this, and Trey Murphy can actually set a real screen. Not that ghost shit, like a real one. Because if you set a real one, then the ghost shit might actually work. Because that's kind of how ghosts work. They're real people, and then they die and become ghosts. That's how that shit works. You got to be real first. You got to. All right, cool. Set a screen.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Boom. Set a screen. It's Zion, then they have to make a decision. Are they going to switch it? Are they going to trap Zion at the top? Cool. Then Trey Murphy, you get the ball, right? And then you can shoot the ball really well and go make a play. Or you can roll. There's so many options out of this. I just want to see it once, please.
So wait, Jared, I'm okay. There was a blocking call on Draymond Green late in the fourth.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think it might have been when Willie Green called the timeout with 8 seconds, which I gotta talk about. As a coach, I gotta talk about that. But I'm gonna wait till the end of the show to talk about that, because I'm gonna provide analysis on that as well. Because Zion, what did I say last night? I said that Zion, if he learned from Cody Zeller on how to set a screen,
bro.
Oh, that's not good. What happened?
No, Kings tied it up. Suns tied it up. Shit. So if Zion sets a solid screen with 8 seconds left, I think it might have been Trey or CJ coming off, hits him with a pocket pass, and he's got 4-on-3 coming downhill, and Draymond's late on the rotation. It's a block. They get 12 seconds left, and then I think CJ hits the 3 to go up 6, and that was basically it. But what I was thinking about is, if you can set a solid screen, Zion can set solid screens
late in games or just even just throughout the game. These are easy opportunities for this offense. And I feel like Zion is starting to really learn, which is kind of crazy thing, but like he's starting to really learn the game. The small things, right? Setting solid screens, no more moving screens, off ball cutting, demanding the basketball, reading the defense. I mean, that baseline hammer pass to Herb Jones tonight, when he come
that's
on,
what I was
man.
talking about. Like left hand swing in rhythm. To be honest, I don't want. Okay, I like Herb shooting threes, but I don't want Herb shooting threes outside the corner. Like he a corner boy. Like be in the corner. I think that's where his bread is butter. When you know what I'm saying, like stay there. But I thought he also played decent. He had a rough couple of games, probably the last 5 or 6. But then hold on, did the Kings lose?
Yeah, the comments are going crazy. I'm so distracted. So I think the Suns are up 1 now, which is how the hell did that happen? The Suns are up 1 with 8 seconds left. So in the chats, let us know what happens. Ross, are you watching or no? Are you just on Gamecast?
No, I'm just on Gamecast. But yeah, it looks like they offensive rebound, Sabonis fouled, I think. And so I don't know. I think they're shooting free throws, but
9 seconds left.
Yeah, 9 seconds left. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be live with y'all guys. So I mean, like if it happens, let us know. Ross, do you want to talk about Dyson Daniels, or do you want to wait until this last 9 seconds go off the board?
No, I mean, we kind of already did. I ignoring that. I guess you could call it a floater. I don't know if it ever got actually above the rim on that shot he took. Thank God he got that offensive rebound, because I think if he doesn't, they probably go down and tie the game. But offensively, he does seem to be shooting the ball with more confidence. I think we talked about it last night. He went 1 for 1 again. I thought his 3-pointer tonight was incredibly smooth. So maybe you're starting to see more of the like 3 aspect of that 3-and-D thing, but defensively he's incredible. Like I think, especially in games where we have a lead, you got to see him play a ton. You do. He's become a nice 1-2 punch for Herb. So I thought he gave us good minutes again tonight.
It's hard. It's really hard to like go through. Like I just want to know if the fucking Kings won or not. I mean, I'm trying to read the comments. I'm trying to talk about Dyson Daniels.
I know we did. But while we're doing that, because Five just talked about Herb. Tonight was the first night that Herb has made 2 threes in the month of April in a game. Yeah. So it had been kind of a little bit of a lull.
How many threes did he shoot tonight?
He went 2 for 5, and I thought both threes he made were huge. I mean, obviously the one there in the fourth quarter was a really big one. I think to maybe take it from like 8 to 11. With 3 minutes left or something like that, when they got the kind of a missed assignment there, and he popped free in the corner. But yeah, look, Five is right. I think he's at a point where, especially when Trey's out there shooting the way, I mean, god damn, the shooting the way he's shooting it right now, finding ways for Herb to run the baselines, get him open, just finding his opportunities. I think it's just different right now. Like his opportunities are coming in different spots.
These updates are awful, guys. One guy says it's tied. One guy's 8 seconds left. There's free throws. There's no Suns win. So the Suns won.
I mean, it certainly seems like that.
Wait, who said they were shooting free throws? What the fuck? He missed both.
Golly, man. So all right, well, now we gotta.
What, man? Beat the Lake. Beat the damn Lake. It's like whatever.
Wow.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but you got to take care of your own business sometimes.
Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, Jarrett. So this now sets up a huge game. Yeah, Kendall. Let's all right. Now we can kind of make sure I smash that like button. All right. Sunday, 2:30. As Lito says, the Hoes will be in attendance.
They will.
Lakers, Pelicans, 2:30, national television. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram returning. A lot of storylines to talk about. All right, let's go. Let's talk about it. What you got?
Man, I think this is the one. If you're a Pelicans fan, like this is, if you're a Pelicans player, if y'all listening, this is the one you want. This is the game you want. They embarrass you. You know what I'm saying? They the ones that, made the season kind of turn around. Like you Oh, hold up. Then my dog pulled up.
Whoa. I had to catch the end of that game.
I think that look,
Chaz.
Justin and Five. What's up, Chaz? The biggest thing for me, Justin, is this team is I'm saying it. I'm trying to. They exercised a couple of demons here over the last week. Like the Suns embarrassed the shit out of you a couple times in a row. You went to Phoenix, got to win. Golden State has had your number, has embarrassed you a few times. You go to Golden State, get a big win tonight. Let's keep it a buck. Like the Lakers, I think, have owned us. You've got a chance to sort of maybe exercise one more demon before you would get into a playoff matchup. Like I think it's a big deal. I don't know what I haven't seen the updated standings. I don't know if the Lakers actually have anything to play for in this game.
They
or
do.
Not.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
They will. Going at it.
Yeah. So
they can also get the Kings now, Chaz,
Yeah.
because they can get the Kings now too. So the Lakers, you could possibly. So if the Lakers win that game, they would, and Phoenix beats Minnesota, the Lakers would just stay in New Orleans and play that play-in game with the 7 and 8 seed. If the Pels win, they're obviously the 6th seed. So there's a lot of narratives, right? So we'll go Jarrett and then Chaz. So let's talk about if the Pelicans do win against the Lakers, that means they get the 6th seed.
Thank you, Tom.
Tonight, Denver, out of all teams, completely shits the bed, and they are now the 3 seed. So right now, you are matched up. Pelicans 6 seed, Denver 3 seed. Phoenix versus Minnesota is going to be an incredible game because both Minnesota's playing for the 1 seed, Phoenix is playing for the 6 seed, and also not to stay. If they lose, they would go to the 8 seed, and the Lakers had the tiebreaker of the Suns, and they're going to go for the 7 seed. So, kind of break down Sunday. It's going to be crazy, man.
Man, fuck breaking down. Yeah, you gotta shout out Adam Silver for this, right? Like, this is what you want. Yeah,
I don't, Ross. I love it. Dude. What?
I love it. I love it.
I love this competitive shit.
Yeah, it is like strategy. So you stupid, Chad. Like it's the strategy behind it all. Like the top 3 teams in the West are all tied. And then you got like a host of, like the only 2 people know that they're playing each other are the 4 and the 5. That's it. Everybody else, you don't know.
That is crazy.
You don't know what the fuck is going on.
Oh man.
So, and, a team that we know and cover a lot could have been the 4th seed or 5th seed, but it's neither here nor there. This is what we want. Like, if you're the Pelicans, this is what you want. You gotta exercise some demons. Fuck it. You Willie Green, you went to watch. You, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, y'all went to an NBA Finals Game 4 in Denver to watch a team win a championship. You should want to play that team. That team you watch, you should want to play that team in a 3-6 matchup. You should want that. You should want to win a game against the Lakers to get that opportunity to beat the world champions in a playoff series. If you don't want that, you don't even want to play basketball. If you want the easier route, I get it. Fuck the easy route. Take the route that's in front of you, like a man. Take the route that's in front of you. Defeat the people that's in front of you. Win it. Don't wait for help. Who wants help? Do it yourself. That's what we want to see. That's the team I want to, cover. I want a team that's going to go get it themselves. Fuck going for help.
Chaz, go ahead. Well said, Five. I agree with that. I agree with that attitude. Because go ahead, Chaz. Go ahead.
Fucking men.
We got 460 in here.
Shout out to the
another record. Special like button. Go ahead, Chaz.
Friday night. Man.
Welcome to the show, Chaz.
I appreciate it, man. I was out. Look, I was grilling earlier. I was
saw
fucked
that.
up all my food. I was like, what's the score? But as soon as I saw Kuminga was out, I said, it's over. Kuminga and Gary Payton out. They don't got enough toughness. They don't got enough dog on the court to handle what the Pelicans been showing as of late, specifically Zion. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was watching that game. They had some possessions. I was like, that was bad. But that's one motherfucker tonight where I saw he was determined. He was going whatever happened. It wasn't gonna be because he didn't try everything. This motherfucker was trying everything. Turn around, fade away jumpers, just trying everything. Like I think he had like 6 steals in like the first half or something crazy.
Five in the first, yeah.
That's incredible to me, right? Because it got to a point where I was like, well, I don't give a fuck what happens no more. Like, because I see that the guy Dyson was incredible defensively. CJ just, I mean, what can you say? What more can you say about CJ's effort? Trey, of course. Herb, I'm sure he contributed on the defensive side. I didn't really see his box score. No, Draymond didn't take a single shot. That is unbelievable. That's wild.
With Ross and with Ross, that video, I wish Ross, you don't know how to upload. You don't even know how to fucking run the show. But
no, I'm not the guy.
The video. I was gonna say,
yeah, I'm not the one.
There was
I'm not the one.
There was that move, Chaz, where Zion goes into Draymond's chest, like in the third quarter. You could kind of see Draymond like you just didn't want like damn, another one right, like pause, but like another one right in the chest. Like it was just like a running game, right? Where you just continuously just grind, and then eventually you're gonna give up. So
I see a lot of people saying Sacramento choke. It's like, nah, y'all ain't watched Sacramento all season. This is who Fox has been. In the fourth, yo, I'm scared to death of Darren Fox in the fourth. Like, yo, if I'm the other team, I'm like, get the ball to Fox. Fox is in the fourth.
Hey,
he been bad.
Can one of y'all explain to me real quick how does Dallas have the tiebreaker over us for the 5?
So I think they're better in the division, right?
They're
2-2 against us.
2-2 against us.
I think they're better in the division, or they have a better conference record.
It's probably Southwest Division.
Yeah. I was wondering what the second tiebreaker was.
Hold on, Justin. Before you go, Chaz, you realize Fox was like the number 1 scorer in the fourth quarter the previous year.
Yeah,
that's insane to be that bad the next year.
Too much dip on the chip, dog. But yo, I also want to point out, me and Five didn't make this prediction necessarily, but we said the Pelicans got one way to win this game. You get out to a big lead and you just keep the motherfuckers back the rest of the game. Just keep it back.
Yep.
You know what, Chaz? Hang on, because I'm glad he said that, because I thought there were a couple times I thought early on. Well, hey, one more thing. Give me that Lito.
Shout out Lito. Shout out Lito, bro. I hope you feel better, Lito. Everyone's like, "Where's Lito?" Go ahead.
509. Shout out to 509. The viewers on this Friday night. Shout out.
There it is. I thought there were a couple times, especially early on, where they could have bagged it in, like where the old Pelicans would have. They're being a little rough. Look at that. They, Steph hit a couple threes in the first quarter, and it's just ain't our night. We're kind of tired. We didn't get to, Golden. It just I felt like those excuses were. There was a point where it was like, which way does this road go? And to their credit, I feel like I saw a change, like a no, not tonight mentality, where they kind of dug in late in the first quarter, got some stops, got that thing back to 6 or 7 or whatever it was, and then played it out from there. And then they built a big lead, but. We've seen this team, especially against the Warriors, where you just get down in the first quarter and you never recover. And so, kudos to them. Like there was a different mentality tonight.
You know what, Ross? I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think we've seen this team. I think we've seen a version of this team. And I saw something in last night's post game, and I started to put it in the group chat when Zion said. I talked to CJ, and I was just like, I'm not right now. And he said, "Don't worry, I'll carry the weight." It's interesting phrasing, but don't worry, I'll carry the weight until you get, your shit together, more or less, right? And I was like, "Damn, I that's crazy to me." Like, you know what I'm saying? I never really, because you don't really know the dynamic of their relationship necessarily. Like, they cool, but you don't know how cool, and that's a crazy conversation for them to have. And to me, that kind of just said a lot to me about those two dynamic, because I really think tonight, especially, you saw those guys and the other guys, of course, but those two in particular, like, y'all the max players. It's time for y'all to, if Zion would have went 10 for 15 tonight, I would have been upset. It's like, nah, dog. You got
26 shots up.
Leave it all on the table, brother. Whatever happens, happens.
So look, I just tweeted this out, and Ross, we'll start with you. I'll go Jared and Chaz, but I don't see no fucking yellow jerseys inside the Smoothie King Center on Sunday.
Please,
this needs to be. Look, I'm telling you right now, The Pelicans need to go in the skeleton jersey. You need to black out the Smoothie King Center. It needs to be a fucking funeral for the Lakers. You need to go get the 6th seed. That's what it's got to be. You got to set the tone, put it in the skeleton jerseys. Everyone loves that shit. Black it out, black neon, whatever. Show up, okay? This is probably the biggest game in fucking 2 or 3 years. Anthony Davis is coming back. That's all, folks. Like, you can't forget all this stuff. This game is bigger than just, game 82. This is the Lakers. This is the trade that happened. This is everything that we've talked about for years now. Last game of the year, the city. And look, man, like this city loves a winner. Like I've been to so many Saints playoff games, man. That place is rocking. I've been to LSU. That place is rocking. When the blender gets going, it is rocking. Sunday night or Sunday at 2:30, it needs to be a blackout. In skeleton jersey, skeleton court, black it out. Go ahead, Jared. You want to go real quick?
Yeah, man, it's bigger than Nino Brown. This is what we want to see, bro. Like, you want two competitive people. This is LeBron. This is Anthony Davis. This is Zion. This is CJ Brandon making his return. There's so many elements. I mean, the last time they played there was a tightly contested game. It was a lot of energy in the building. This is what you want from an organization, right? Like, this is the time to capitalize on the energy. If you're the players, it's time to capitalize. Like, if you want to make a name for yourself, these are the games you have to make it. If Herb wants to win, defensive player of the year in my eyes, this is the game you have to win in it.
So, Ross, Jarrett mentioned something very interesting. Brandon Ingram's supposed to come back Sunday. Brandon Ingram hadn't played in 3.5 weeks. Pelicans have been playing a certain style of basketball. They got 38 threes tonight. Once again, it'll be nice to have Brandon back, but you think about it. Brandon hadn't played in 3.5 weeks. His first game back is a must-win game at home against the Lakers. How should the Pelicans attack this? Because this is not a clear answer. There is no clear-cut answer on how to do this. How do you think they should attack this?
I think you like. I think putting him back into the starting lineup is both unnecessary and you would be doing. I think you would be doing Brandon and the team a disservice. I would bring him off the bench. I would assume he's going to be on a minutes limit anyway. So if I can align his minutes with what I feel is a somewhat sketchy Lakers second unit, like that makes all the sense in the world. Why would you put him back into a starting lineup against a team that he already has sort of history with? It's almost like you're putting too much on a guy like that. Like the team is playing well. Okay. Like that starting unit seems to have a little continuity. I'm not saying that Brandon's not going to play with those guys or something, but I think like this is a no-brainer for me to bring him off the bench, like an absolute no-brainer, at least for this first game. But I mean, I don't, whether they do that or not, I don't know. But it makes a lot of sense, especially when you look at the way that they've really trimmed the rotation over the last 2 or 3 games. I mean, I think we basically played 7 guys again tonight, right? Trey played another 40-something minutes. I don't know how many CJ played. But you've really tightened the rotation. And so it's like the minutes are going to be there. Have they said exactly how many minutes Brandon's going to play?
No, but this is the thing with Brandon, right?
They haven't necessarily even said that Brandon's coming back Sunday. That was a report.
It was Chris Haynes.
That's true.
I ain't gonna lie. Chris Haynes be wrong.
He a lot. Chris Haynes is wrong a lot.
Chris Haynes
so
wrong.
Either way, I think I would. I'm not. I don't want to use the terms ease him back in because it's just too late in the season to ease anything. But I would certainly try to find.
This is a good comment from X because he. Just throwing him into the fire
about against the Lakers.
Is
I'm talking about just the Laker game, man. Like that's
like for people to say he needs to start. It's like, well, I don't necessarily know. It's this isn't a shot or a diss at Brandon. It's like, hey, you haven't played in 3.5 weeks. How many? In all honesty, Jared, how many reps do you think he's gotten 5-on-5? Seriously, 5-on-5.
Probably Goose. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about just even with coaches and players and stuff like that. He's
probably goose egg. Probably not. No. Okay. You're not even gonna let him risk re-injuring himself playing 5-on-5. Like that's what people are failing to realize. Like, hey, I get it, bro. Nobody's forgetting about Brandon Ingram, bro. I still think he's a really good basketball player. This is a dude that was a nasty injury. Like I thought it went left for Brandon. So I can only imagine like what that is like trying to get back to yourself, and then you're gonna throw him in this fire where it's gonna be highly contested. His adrenaline's probably gonna be running. Maybe he does something that he probably can't do that he thinks he can do. His body just thinks he can do it. Man, I don't know. I don't know if you do that to him at this stage of his career.
Yeah, like to this comment, and then Chaz, get your thoughts on it. Like, I don't. What does that do? Like, I'd rather just come off the. If you're just gonna play him and then sit him in 3 minutes, like that doesn't make much. Like, how does he get in a rhythm there? Like, I'd rather him go on a bench, come off the bench against the second unit,
minutes,
5-6 minutes, close a quarter, and then you can kind of like, work his way back in, playing him 3 minutes. I mean, fuck, they played JV 4 minutes and just sat him the rest of the game. I mean, like, I just
hold up, but
yeah, go ahead.
Before anybody else goes, think about this. Think about what you're talking about, Shaquille. A guy that has an injury, you're gonna warm him up, let him play, and in 3 minutes you're gonna sit him down. He's gonna get cold, and then you're gonna bring him back. Yeah, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Y'all stupid. Y'all stupid.
Chaz, go ahead.
Man, look, respectfully.
Disrespectful.
Like, man, Brandon, I'm gonna sit the fuck down somewhere. This is the best this team looked since last December. It's the best this team looked all season. You playing good teams well. All of a sudden, let's just again.
But you said Brandon's a big playoff player. Brandon's a playoff player.
Look, man, I done seen what's the dude named Warren, TJ Warren dropped like 50 points in the bubble one time. I don't give a fuck about all that. That was 2-3 years ago. So many things has happened since then. If Brandon's hurt, I have no evidence of him actually practicing or doing anything. He wasn't really setting the world on fire. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing some before he went down, and I'm happy that he's fine. You're right. I am hating. I hate losing, and Brandon contributes to losses. So I just like the way things is going right now. I don't want to throw something out there and it's a major adjustment to the team where it's like all of a sudden, Trey, what do you do now? You know what I'm saying? Zion, what do you do now? Because this tends to happen with this team. I know typically when Brandon comes back or when he's in a rut, he seems to, they try to get him more involved. Like, you know what I'm saying? They try to play through him early on. And again, with the Lakers, just like with this team, you got to get out to a fast start and just keep them back the rest of the game. That's how the Pelicans are made to play and win. And I don't want to disrupt what CJ got going on because CJ don't look like he even getting tired yet. I don't want to interrupt what Zion got going on. This motherfucker shot 2 threes tonight. All kind of crazy jumpers. Like it just, even though he missed him, the fact that he was willing to do it is just like crazy. Jessica, nobody doubling Brandon coming off of an injury. Like, and if they are, it's kind of just like to disrupt the action. It's not really that him coming off an injury, like, it's really, it is unfair to him because if you come back and you play like shit, everybody will be like, see, told you sit your ass down somewhere, but if if he comes back and the whole offense looks crazy, it's gonna be like, oh, y'all shouldn't have done that. Just bring him off with the second unit. If he's healthy, don't rush him back at all because that's not cool. If he's healthy, let him get some spot minutes here. I just don't know. I'm like realistically, I don't really know whose spot he's taking in the rotation. Najee's already not playing, so I
think Chaz, it would just be knocking CJ from 42 minutes to 38, knocking Trey from 43 to 36. Like I think it's more of like shifting certain minutes around, but like I could see a really good opportunity for him. Like, cause there are even now, right? Like there are still times when like that second unit, even with CJ playing with the second unit or Trey playing with second unit or even Zion playing with the second unit, like it still can get a little bogged down at times. And I think if you really want to put him in a situation where like you can maybe get him comfortable doing something in 10, 12 minutes, but even he hasn't played in a game in 3 weeks or whatever. Like just like just his wind is going to be gone after, a handful. Like there's just only so much you can do. I really wouldn't put too much on his plate. And I think the best way to do that is to bring him off the bench, let him match up with they got some small guys in that second unit, Spencer Dinwiddie, Gabe Vincent, a couple like really small guards. Like I think there's an opportunity there. Like when they go to that unit, that's when I want to see Brandon. It just make it easy on him. Like make it easy on him.
Jared, look, Brandon's a really good basketball player. And this is a really rare situation. The whole starting thing and coming off the bench thing in a basketball game, it's like the same thing with a football game. Like it doesn't fucking matter to me. Okay. It just doesn't. I care who, like, starting, fine, whatever. Like the whole Trey Murphy thing. I didn't care if he started, if he came off the bench. I need to know like certain lineups work and then closing groups. Okay. I would like to see Brandon in a closing group. Don't get me wrong there. But if he's coming off the bench for 13, 15 minutes and he hadn't played in 3.5 weeks, this isn't a shot at him. It's how can we get him back right without disturbing what's going on right now? Because as we see, I mean, literally the second quarter tonight was the difference maker. It was just like the same thing against the Kings. They went berserk from three. They just went berserk. They shot 40 last night. They shot 38 tonight. Chaz, what was it? They shot another 30 something the night before, 38, 39. Like they're getting up to those numbers and they're winning basketball games. Also, they're playing very good defense. And I think when Brandon Ingram comes back on Sunday, there are going to be interesting lineups where I think Brandon Ingram can, as Ross just said, take advantage of those defensive matchups. Like it makes perfect sense for him to come off the bench. It's not a shot at Brandon. I just think it's also smart. As Chess said, you don't want to rush this guy back. I mean, it was a nasty, nasty injury. Hadn't played 5-on-5. You don't know where he is. So it's an interesting it's really interesting. It's not an easy decision at all.
Well, and Justin, the other one that we haven't talked about is like we still haven't heard much about the Larry thing. Hope whatever the personal situation is good. But let's assuming that maybe he comes back on Sunday too. It's now been 4 or 5 days since he's played a basketball game. You've seen Dyson give really, really good minutes guarding a multitude of different people. Basically everything from 1s to 5s. Same with Herb. You saw Herb spend a lot of time on Draymond tonight. Like, just, I mean, go ahead.
Fuck that. Let me talk about the actual game. Trey Murphy, right? Back-to-back nights where you play 42 plus.
Yep.
That is not easy. And you still shoot really efficiently. You go 6 from 9 from 3, 2 clutch free throws. Like the 3 on CP3 when the offense was just like this is, I think he's understanding like, I have to make an impact here. It's not all on CJ. It's not all on Zion. I have to make a play, even if it is for myself. Like I have to make a play. And fuck, he's young. He should be able to play 40 minutes in a back-to-back night. It shouldn't be CJ McCollum putting up 40-minute nights. It shouldn't be that. It should be you taking the load off their shoulders at this point, right? Like you have to, especially if you want to get paid, not just for the sake of the money, but the sake of yourself. Like you're good enough. Like we know he has the potential. I think we're starting to see it. I mean, if Brandon comes back, I think closing quarters are more important than starting games, because that way, like you will have mismatches. Like LeBron ain't playing. Like, he might play 40 tomorrow. I mean, on Sunday, he might play 40 minutes, but there are going to be minutes where he's not going to be on the court, and you're going to have the Austin Reeves guarding you. Can you outdo Austin at the end of the second quarter? Can you outdo Austin at the end of the first? Like, I think those are pivotal moments for Brandon to make an impact in the games rather than just starting.
And hey, just one more thing on the Trey Murphy things. I did want to talk about that. Before last night, he hadn't played 40 minutes in a game at all this year. He'd only done it 3 times his entire career. Hasn't done it since the knee injury. And I thought he almost to me looked like a guy who's getting more comfortable with the more minutes he plays, almost like a pitcher, right? You let a pitcher get into a groove after 2-3 innings. If you hadn't sort of scored a couple runs or got a couple hits or made him uncomfortable, you're in trouble. And so that to me is is interesting. It's almost like with more responsibility, you're getting better performances. With more minutes, you're getting better performances. So, shout out to him. Obviously, we had a lot, or I had questions after the knee injury. Thought he had a couple rusty, couple months there, but he's been unbelievable these last couple games. Jesus.
Hey, 8 more rebounds tonight, and then Chaz, I said it last night, CJ and Trey go 14 of 22 from deep again tonight. And it's hard to not look. It's the same box. It's basically the same box score from last night. That Jose just missed, or he didn't make 3 threes. He just made 1. Shout out, by the way, JRE. I didn't necessarily understand the miss, but he had a big corner 3 to get it.
He had a big shot,
left corner 3. But
I think there's the first 3 made in the game.
Yeah,
it was him. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, those two, man, Chaz, when they got it going, it just opens up so much.
That sounds insane. But
I know. Dude, it's fucking 12:25 in the morning. We got at some point we got
Ricks come out at night. But so honestly though, but see, that's another thing, man, is where it's like you just don't want to Justin's point, you don't want to disrupt the chemistry. And that's really the thing. The biggest thing right now is the chemistry you're seeing. Even like we talk about like how CJ can't throw a lob. Personally, I don't want CJ throwing the motherfuckers. I seen CJ throw a lob one time, and I was like, yeah, brother, called like Adrian McPherson out there. Calm down with that. But overall, I just think, it's one game, and you kind of see how things go. But when you find something that's working, you don't abandon it for something that wasn't working before. Like, it's not like you left on this super high point and now you're like, oh, we just want to recapture that magic. It's like, this wasn't like working. Like, you know what I'm saying?
People keep saying this. It's like, we just lost 4 straight games. Don't forget. Like, yes, that is true. And then we followed that up with maybe the 3 best games we've played all year. And so who are we? The team from last week, or the team from this week, right? Like, I'm trying to ride this week's hot momentum, not what happened, 10 days ago. Like, that shit's last week. Denver just lost to the Spurs tonight.
Not only that, it's like you ain't lose to the fucking Washington Generals. Like, aside from that Spurs game where you had no line, you lost to the same teams you lost to when healthy. Like, you lost to Boston. You lost to Phoenix. You lost to who else they lost to? It was a good team.
Milwaukee, OKC. Blue Fire. Should have won.
OKC, which you should have fucking won. But you lost to OKC. It is like you ain't like lose to no scrubs aside from the Spurs, but it's like you lost to all of those teams before with Brandon. So it's like it is what it is. I gotta
do this. I'm sorry, of course we were lost to the Spurs. We can't be happy about that. Dave.
We do a show after every game.
We've done 79 out of 82 shows. Of course we're gonna be doom and gloom after we lose. We're not gonna be happy. Listen, by the way, losing is not good for the Pelicans. Okay, I'm just gonna say that right there. Doom and gloom, of course, it's doom and gloom. We're insane. It's a roller coaster, baby. That's the beauty of it. It's the beauty.
5. You lose 5 or 6 in a homestand. That is not a time to be like, they got him in a bed. They got him right where they.
They got him right where they want him. We slipped in the play-in like we had to. All right, so look, we got a record 557 people in here. It's 12:30 at night. We really appreciate it. So if you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're going to bring all your comments and questions to the panel. So if you have questions, I usually start them and bring them up. Also, smash the like button. Helps out our channel. And then if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Do the bell notification. A lot of people are asking, where's Lito? Where's Lito? Lito's living in the chats. Unfortunately, Lito is sick, so he can't come on the stream, but hopefully he's better by Sunday, Lito. Always good to hear from you. Hope you're feeling better. Ross, I want to talk to people about 4-game streaks. Ross, they talked about a playoff series 2 years ago. These people are SIM cards that live in the past. That's perfect, Lito.
Can I like
that was the 5 seconds with Lito right there. Go ahead.
Address the comment a little bit. It's like when new shit happens, you base your thought on the new shit. Mm-hmm. It's like, again, I'm in Maryland, the Key Bridge fell, so I don't go that route anymore because it's not a bridge there anymore. So now I gotta go a different direction. Like again, you didn't have this version of this guy. You didn't have this version of that guy. Larry was. Oh my God, Larry.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Larry was still in the fucking rotation. Whatever going on with him, I hope he's okay. But still, Larry, still in the rotation. A lot of this is a totally different team than a team you've seen even 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Chaz. I'm glad you said that. So I want to address this comment. Like, I don't think Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker are a bad team, especially for the way the Suns have been beating the shit out of us all year. I thought that was a really good win. And we all know about what Golden State does. I mean, literally for years, Steph Curry is just like, I thought again tonight, when Steph Curry had the running three, I was like, oh my God, here we go again. Rimmed out. Jared, what did you think about that? Did you think they should have fouled that?
Man, hell yeah, they should have fouled fucking Steph Curry. Like, what are we talking about?
But it was in transition. It was
Ew. You foul. You always foul in that situation.
Fuck, bro. Like, this isn't like 2010 where, there's like a thought maybe like guys aren't shooting at a really good clip. No. There's too much space. There's too much time. Like, don't even give that guy an ounce or one iota, as Ross would say, of space or time. Like, he's gonna make that shit. And he just luckily missed. Like, look at the shot he made on Dyson, bro.
It's an unbelievable fucking shit.
Even Antonio Daniels was like, what do you do with that? You don't do anything with that.
Especially when that motherfucker starts skipping. Yeah, bro. Foul. Don't.
Jared, he started skipping down three. I'm like, this is a different. I was
and
like,
everybody keeps saying this thing about like they're old and washed, this and the other. Like, coming into tonight, we had 3 more wins in Golden State this year.
Yeah.
Like, and they played a chunk of the season without Draymond Green. They played a chunk of the season without Chris Paul. They'd be like, Kuminga's been in and out a lot. Like, man, that's still a fucking dangerous team. Like, y'all don't.
You do not want to see them in the playoffs.
Don't kid yourself. That's a dangerous. It's a dangerous animal still.
All things being equal, Golden State is probably better than when all things are equal. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's this. Golden State got 4 fucking rings. Like, Milwaukee got a ring. You beat them.
One of the greatest dynasties in all of sport. Yeah. Like, not just NBA, literally of all of sport.
It's like, you know what's happening here. Because a lot of people, they was hoping the team would kind of like fall off a cliff when Brandon went out. So like, you see that? You see why I'm so lustful? Because you need him. And that's really what it's about at the end of the day. Because people saying dumb shit like, boy, y'all was worried last week. Yeah, motherfucker, you just lost a bunch of games at home. You just lost a fucking.
I told the story today of like the guy that was like, man, y'all are really worried about the Warriors. Y'all keep talking about it. It's like, yeah, we play them in like 12 hours. Like, I guess we do have to talk about them. Like,
yeah, I ain't worried about the best shooter in the history of the fucking game and his partner, the other best shooter in the history of the fucking game.
Hey, LeBron and fucking J.J. Redick have full-on podcasts talking about Steph Curry. Talking about that motherfucker changed the game. Like, what you think we gonna talk about?
I'm worried about Steph. So that's what we're gonna do. We're here from Company Burger. If y'all have questions for the panel, we'll go about 15 more minutes. So drop the questions in. Of course, we're gonna play the Company Burger commercial. So if you're new here you go. Company Burger is the official burger of Pro Pels Talk and Boot Crew Media. Located at 4600 Birdsall Street, Company Burger has been locally owned and operated for 11 years. Grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, get the homemade tots. Company Burger uses Creekstone Farms prime beef to create the best burger in the city with milkshakes to go and a full bar. Company Burger is open every day besides Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Can't make it out? No worries, we have you covered. You can order online right now at thecompanyburger.com or check them out on the Toast or Uber Eats app. Company Burger, the official burger of Boot Crew Media. The reason why I know Demetrius is a true fan, because this is probably the most true statement I've ever seen, like throughout the whole year. When I say it's 15 minutes, we probably got another 45. So you're right, Demetrius. Shout out to you.
.com with a fucking K. He was like,
no.
Every time I play this show, y'all come up with something new, man.
That dude said get the milkshake too. I've never picked up on that one before.
Hey, bro, it's the homemade. Make the homemade tots. Hey,
Yeah, get the homemade tots.
Shout out to Adam. Actually, I saw Adam today. Guy, founder of Company Burger.
Hey, yo, for real. Shout out to the guy today I met on the sidewalk. He shouted all y'all out. Says his favorite show. He watches every show. So shout out to you. I appreciate meeting you today. It was a lot of fun. So let's get to fan questions here. So okay. Ross. Sorry. Is Dyson Daniels elite? I'm thinking defensively. Of course, X changes his profile picture. That is X. That's probably a first time for X.
Man, X stays current, bro. He stays current. Yes, he is an elite defender. He is very much an elite defender. He's still a very, very sketchy offensive player. Like that, I don't particularly want doing much more than stand still, catch and shoot. But defensively, I think he's elite. I mean, I think he might be one of the best defenders in the league already.
Okay. Do you think there's a new confidence ever since this injury, though? Have you seen a little bit more of a confident player or no?
You know, like, I mean, you can call it confidence. He seems to have a little more like almost like a little more fuck you to him. I don't have like a better way to describe it than that. Confidence sometimes is different. Like he's got a little more edge.
Who did he push?
Booker a couple days ago.
Booker.
But even today, it's like he just seems to have a little more like grit or something defensively. Because he was I thought even defensively before, yes, he was a very good defensive player, but it was finesse, right? It wasn't necessarily like a physical defender. It was that he was clever about, having active hands or maybe deflecting passes or things like that. And now it's almost like he has a little more confidence to go outside of whatever his specific assignment is, right? He's got a little more grit with when guys are driving. So yeah, look, I think he's played great these last handful of games. I really do.
Just an interesting question, and appreciate all the super chats. So Nifty man, appreciate you. I pulled it up earlier in the show, but appreciate you obviously speaking into existence. X obviously. Okay, so this is interesting. So from Thomas and Kyle, basically the same question to you, Jarrett. But do you think? I want to hear your opinion on this too, Chaz. Like, do you think there's a little bit of like, okay, Zion remembers. We all remember the in-season tournament disaster in Vegas. Do you think that's still in the back of their mind, or is that just too far away from the season? Or do you think like Zion will come in like, all right, national television, Lakers at the Smoothie King Center. I know what I did against them to play the in-season tournament in Vegas. Is this my time again, to kind of put a little chip on his shoulder?
I'll say it about this team. They got a good memory. They don't forget shit. They always talking about old shit. Like, so which can be good. They do a good job of responding when they get their ass whooped. Like to somebody they whooped their ass one time, they're gonna respond. And they beat the Lakers after the in-season tournament. So it's not like foregone or like like, hey, we forgot about that. Like, nah. I think that loss changed the trajectory of their season. Right? Like that loss, almost propelled them in a sense to get to this point. But like, you got to finish the job. Like, you got to finish. I hope Zion remembers. He remembers everything else. Like, I hope you remember that. I hope you remember that feeling. Like, not only did the Lakers win, that's more of an afterthought, but like the scrutiny that he received after the loss, right? It's not only is it attached to the Lakers, it's attached to LeBron, and like LeBron is this feat of he works out, puts $1 million in his body, and they comparing Zion to LeBron, and it's always that, which is truly unfair. But and then the national media just runs with it. You got Stephen A. saying the shelves in New Orleans looking for you. Like, all right, like this is all of those things happening from that specific night. So it's not only a fuck you to the Lakers, it's almost like a fuck you to everybody else.
Chaz, go ahead.
I mean, the last time he played the Lakers, I think, the last time he played the Lakers, I thought he played really well. The last time when it was in LA, thought he had a really good game. I don't know. I think he has the opportunity to kind of like really, do the whole reintroducing himself to the national media again, reintroducing himself to like the casual fan who doesn't probably watch Zion as often. He definitely has an opportunity with that. For the rest of the team, to me, it just all depends on if they give themselves excuses. Like, as far as, because, if you give yourself an excuse, sometimes you'll allow yourself to fall into that excuse. Like, oh, well, we're trying to, redo this. We're trying to reintroduce Larry into the lineup, trying to reintroduce Brandon to the lineup, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, bro, this is roll with what you got right now. And just, in-season tournament is terrible. I happen to think Zion's the person who just, that's all he respect. Like, all he respect is negative publicity. You know what I'm saying? That's all he appreciates. And I even thought he had an opportunity last game in the post game to kind of like say a little something, but it was all the team there. I ain't, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just hoping that he takes that that Anthony Edwards leap at like mentally. I thought tonight and the night before the night before that were great steps in the right direction. Defensively, he's super duper locked in. I'm sure he'll be guarding LeBron a lot in the next game. And you really just want him to really just want the team to seize the moment regardless of the outcome. I'll say because I still think LeBron and the refs and just all this shit, it's gonna be it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And I'll say this to the people who may be down if the Pelicans lose. I mean, shit, that might be a good thing. Shit, you never. I mean, yeah, you in the play-in, but do you really want to fucking play Denver? Like, you know what I'm saying? So just think about the big picture, no matter what happens.
Okay, so you make an interesting point, Chaz. Ross from Young Prospect. Is this something, and it's sad, and it's sad we have to talk about this, but it's a reality. The Lakers' free throw disparity is obnoxious. They've shot like, I don't have the stat in front of me. It's not even close. The second place team with free throw attempts. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, the ratings, etc. Is this something that the Pelicans are going to have to worry about on Sunday?
Have to worry about in this. I don't think they need to worry about it because they don't have any. I don't think they're going to have any control over it. But what's going to happen is going to happen. I mean, I think it's going to be a little bit like tonight. Like, Zion's not going to get very many calls. LeBron's going to get some easy ones. You got to play through that shit, man. Like, force the issue. And what's going to happen is going to happen, man. You just don't have any control over the refs. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time sitting here saying, oh, prepare to grab your ankles, pause. But like what the refs are going to, like, the refs are going to do what the refs are going to do.
Okay. Jarrett. That's an interesting question. Y'all think Denver would lose on purpose to try and match up with the Pels?
I don't know. I think the Spurs have just been playing well, to be honest with you, bro.
Spurs have been playing well.
Like Wemby had like 17 points in like 3 minutes of game time, like just ridiculous shit. So ridiculous. I don't think it's that. I don't think Denver is that even. They don't give a fuck who they play. But I want to go back to kind of what Ross was talking about, the Lakers game. I think this is a Willie Green game. I think he has an opportunity to outcoach Darvin Hamlin in the Hamlets. If you're Willie Green, you're like, I need to take advantage of this. Like, I need to win this game. Because that's really the clear cut, advantage that the Pelicans could have is just out coaching it, because they're a terrible staff over there in LA. But the only thing you got to deal with is fucking, LeBron.
The greatest mind in basketball.
Yeah, but Darvin Ham's going to give you an opportunity. He's going to fuck up the rotation. He's going to overcompensate. He's going to do something out of the norm. You can't let D'Lo get hot. Like, you can't let that shit happen. But I think Willie Green could win this game.
Gamez, thanks for shouting this out. I had it in my notes, but Chaz, shout out to CJ McCollum tonight, man.
Shout out to him, man.
Most made 3-pointers in a season, passing up Peja Stojakovic. You just want to talk about a vet. You talk about him all year, man, but a guy that completely changed his game for the better of the team. And then the season he had. There was a stat today. I don't know who it was. It might have been Pelicans fan who always has great stats and tags us. So this might be the first year in like a decade where he doesn't average 20 something points per for the year. He had to score 51 in the next 2 games. So he scored 29 tonight. That means he has to score 21 against the Lakers on Sunday.
I think CJ got that.
CJ going to get that.
He's got to score 20. So he has to score 21 points in order to average 20 for like 12 straight seasons. But go ahead, Chaz. I feel like you've been really talking about CJ all year and just the way he's bought in, the way he's changed his game. And, he's had one of his better years of his career. And that's saying a lot because he's done some really good things in Portland and even early on in the Pelicans.
Yeah, man. And again, I was a guy who was extremely vocal. I did not want CJ on this team. I wanted Darren Fox. But, I think CJ playing through injury last year totally changed my perspective on him. This year, the things he went through with another broken rib and all this battling, he came into the year ready. And honestly, from the first game of the season, he looked like the best player on the team. Like, you know what I'm saying? We go back to that first OKC game, battling back from 20. CJ was a major factor. And just his fucking luck. No Zion, no Brandon versus the Pistons. CJ, saying him and the great, you know what?
For me, like, obviously Zion, he's got to play well and all this other stuff. This matchup very much comes down to, like, can CJ McCollum clearly be a superior player to D'Angelo Russell? Like, that has to happen or you don't win this game. Like, since they put D'Angelo Russell back into the starting lineup, he's played pretty well. I think they're like 24-13 or something. They went on a run. Their season was kind of in the shitter. And then they reinserted him into the starting lineup. They've played pretty well. Like, that is a matchup that CJ McCollum has to dominate. Like, he cannot – it just is what it is, man. Anthony Davis and LeBron are really fucking good players. Like, yes, Zion is good. So is LeBron James. So is Anthony Davis. CJ McCollum has to play great or you don't win.
Tonight? Anyone of AD played or?
For the Lakers?
Yeah.
Let me see.
I would assume he did.
No, they definitely did. I mean, that was AD played 43 minutes. LeBron played 41 minutes. By the way, someone had a stat tonight. It might have been Raph or Garrick, but someone said that they take the Monday night off for the national championship game in college, and every team in the NBA had a back-to-back this week. There was one team that didn't. There was one team that did not have a back-to-back, and it's the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
How do you explain that?
On that last play when LeBron got the steal for the dunk, I'm like, yo, this is the most athletic motherfucker I ever seen. Yeah. So the thing is, like, with the Pelicans, we spoke about this before. We also talked about it in the playoff series. It's not, to Ross's point, it's not so much, as long as you got Zion, you got a chance to have the best player on the floor. You got a chance. But it's gonna be about the other guys. Like, can CJ be the third best player on the floor? You know what I'm saying? Can he at least equal Anthony Davis's production? What are you going to get from D'Lo? D'Lo kills fucking Pelicans.
He like never misses against the Pelicans. He's like one of those most annoying. It was like when Andrew Wiggins, I thought when Andrew Wiggins tonight, when he got going early, I was like, oh my God, here we go again. Here comes Andrew Wiggins.
You got the Spencer Dinwiddie's. He has some ties to the Pelicans. You got fucking Jackson Hayes. You got all these guys, Rui, you know what I'm saying? They got a lot of wings. They can make things pretty difficult. They're really healthy and they're going to be rested. I just feel like ultimately, man, I've already seen enough. I want to win. I want to win this game, but I've seen enough with the Phoenix game to now to where I'm like, all right, you do got a little bit of gusto. Like I'm saying, you do got a little bit of pride. You do got a little bit of something there. So at this point, I'm just ready to get to the playoffs. I mean, I don't really care so much about the seeding because I don't really, the playoffs to me, I think it's going to be a lot different than a regular season.
So I wanted to talk about that. Like, I was like pretty pissed that Denver dropped a 3 tonight, but they're just thinking about it. Like, if you do get matched up with Denver, say it's 6-3, say, the Pelicans, win. Yeah, we'll go with 5 more minutes. So like, just say the Pelicans go 6-3 against Denver. At least you go up against the champs. Like you go up against the champs, you see what you have.
Anything can happen. Jokic could twist his fucking ankle. Anything can happen. Just get there and get there comfortably. Like anything can happen. Like
anything can happen. So
I think they match up well with the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, we talk about that. We talk about that all the time.
You played.
You didn't look at the camera, Jared. You didn't even look at the camera.
I know because I know he know who I'm looking at. He know.
Appreciate everyone, man.
And I know. Yeah, you're right. I do know. I do know. No.
Hour 10 in. So we'll be live Sunday night or Sunday, like 5:36, right after the game. Man, record night tonight. Appreciate everyone pulled up. Pelicans huge win against the Warriors. Make sure you smash the like button if you hadn't subscribed to the channel.
Man, use our SeatGeek code to get you some damn tickets for Sunday.
Oh yeah, there you go. SeatGeek. Yeah, use the code Boot Crew Media right there. New users. You get some money off the tickets. It'll be a hot ticket. Make sure you New Orleans got to show out, bro. I don't want to see any yellow jerseys in that stadium. I want to see none. I don't want to see none. But who called him out today? Was it what? Oh my God! What was the Boston dude's name? Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons said that's gonna be like 40% Laker fans.
That's what he said. Everything cool on the North Shore now? Is everything like I know he has
in Slidell. Yeah,
tornadoes.
Yeah.
I'm about to say if they, I mean, with that going on, no joking, if that's like still a situation, you probably won't see a lot of Lakers fans because a lot of Lakers fans are like really from the outskirts of the city, Slidell, North Shore, West fucking Wego. So you may not see a ton of Lakers.
West Wego getting a shot, catching strays.
Jessica, yeah, wow. Matt Ryan and West Wego. Jessica, we play in New Orleans at the Blender on Sunday. Last game of the year. Of course, we'll be out. We'll be live after the game. Appreciate everyone pulled up. Chaz, 5, Ross, man. Appreciate y'all's hard work as well. We will see y'all Sunday night. Enjoy your weekend.